So, recording in progress.
Today's webinar, that is what's new in Revit 2025. So recently, you can see over here in the April month. So the starting of the April, like Revit 2025 has been launched. So what all new features are there? How they actually help you in enhancing your BIM workflows? We'll discuss it today. So my name is Prakriti Goyal, and I'm working in Capricorn as Senior BIM Specialist Architecture. So now, uh, first of all, I'll introduce about our company, Capricorn, and then we will be moving on with the features that are there, new features in Revit 2025. So, first of all, our main motive is to we help our clients to unleash the ideas for better world, for to create a better world. And we are since 1987. We are approx 20,000 plus Indian customers, and we are like 250 plus tech savvy team. Now, as a Capricorn is now an Arcans company. Arcans is actually building a network of world leading partners with platform to deliver a portfolio of solutions that help our customers design, build, and solve. So, customer technology, like Capricorn Technology, is now a part of their global network, and we are actually platinum partner of Autodesk. So, among the in whole world, so we are actually three parts: so Americas, EMEA, and Apex, right? So now let's move on with the new features that we have in 2025. So again, we had all the features in 2024, which actually created a vast difference in landscape architecture, right? So again, to enhance that, if I say to enhance your working drawings, to enhance your landscape designs, so there are different variations, like different parts of updations they are there in the 2025. So one is design productivity, sustainability, analysis, interoperability, cloud and data, and documentation efficiency. Now, if I segregate it to the discipline wise, so you'll have all the uh, like uh, like all the new features in architecture, structure, and MVP, as well as for the model coordination. Like if you're coordinating with different disciplines, right? So you can actually provide, like, that is a new feature in Revit as well, coordination feature, right? So let's see how these new features are actually helping you in developing all the in developing more efficient workflow, like project delivery, and it will enhance your BIM workflow as well, right? Now, these are the basic lists of features of Revit of 2025. So the major updation is done in the site development. So as you know, in 2024 we have installed, we have the Revit has introduced the new part, that is Topo Solid. So that Topo Solid was started from 2024, but now it has been updated, like it has been enhanced by various different commands which will help you in developing site, as well as like for landscape architects or for like everyone, like for architects and all. So to create, like to calculate accurate cut and fill volume, you can do it in Revit 2025 onwards. So first of all, this is actually divided into four to five parts. So first we'll discuss about the architecture features, then we have the structure features, and then we will be having all the basics analysis, sustainability features, and then last part will be your model coordination. That is the most important thing once you are going for the collaboration, right? So first of all, let's see for the architectural part. Now, if I talk about walls, right? So if you are creating wall finishes after you have completed all the like brickwork in your project, right? So generally what happens, like you have to, like once you're providing the plaster, your openings are not getting cut. You have to go for like cut geometry, right? Like, or you can go for joint geometry. Every time you have to do it manually. So this new feature actually comes in handy once you are creating finishes. So what it does, it actually automates, like automatically joins like the finishes layer with your brickwork, and it will give you the like what we can say, the adjacent, like you can actually if you have provided openings, all those openings will also be cut in the finishing layer as well. So let's see how this actually works. So first, if I talk about in a like new, like in a older version, so let's see if I go for like maybe Revit 2024. Right. So over here, if you want to create the basic brick wall, and if you want to provide finishes, right? So let's provide brickwork first. So I'll give this as a like 230 mm. So because we are not providing the material, like the plaster material inside this same wall, because of the quantity repetition. So what we can do, we can, like, if you are going for the timeline, like the plaster finish will be done after your whole building is completed, right? So again, the plaster layer is preferable to add it later on, right? So in that case, what we can do, so if I'm placing the basic brick wall, and after that, if I want to provide the plaster layer, so let's say if you have provided already the window, right? And if I create plaster as well, right? Now what I'll do, I'll just place the plaster. So over here we don't have any option, like we have to again, like we have to go over here, we have to just go for, like by default, if you see over here, we have placed the layer, and right now in 3D you can see there is no opening getting cut, right? It is actually seeing overlapped, right? Now I have to, like in the previous version, I have to go for the modify, like join geometry, then only your opening will be cut, right? But it has to be done manually. So how it will be beneficial, like again, so if you are developing the full project, like if you are going for the like if you have completed your project and now the finishing part is left, so again, like in previous version it is difficult to like join all the elements with the like plaster walls. So this has been enhanced in the 2025. So what over here you can see, if I create a wall, if I create the same like plaster over here, and then I'll place some window, and then I'll place the walls, the plaster wall. So over here you can see in the modify tab, you can see over here we have auto join and lock. So you can actually lock your walls, the lock your adjacent walls, like the walls that are joined together. You can actually lock them as well. So let's see how this works. So what I'll do, I'll just provide the plaster layer as well. So plaster wall I'll be creating again. So let's create it. Click on OK. And now what I'll do, I'll just go for auto join, right? And then I'll create the wall. So you can see we don't have to go for like any time join geometry and the opening is getting created. So this auto join you have to enable it. So again, like if I go to maybe texture, so you can see this is like separate wall, right? And like if I change the, like you can see. So automatic is actually very helpful in this case. Like if you are creating like full like detailed model with finishes, right? So this actually helps in that case. Next, the second thing is like the wrapping system. So we all know that the wrapping has been actually like is there in the older versions. So why this actually helps you? So sometimes like you are creating a wall and you provide wrapping on both the ends. So it is your choice like where you want to wrap. So like you can see the end, like over here in the ends you can see there are two demarcations of the wrapping system. So if you want wrap or not, so if you see over here in the, like if I create a compound wall, if you are wrapping the compound wall on the both the sides, so if I go to let's say duplicate and then I'll go for wrap at inserts and then wrap it ends, so I'll go for exterior and then let's apply it. So you can see by default the wrapping is done. But I have that like over here I have that some like I have that flexibility to change the wrapping system like this. So whenever you need those wrappings uh, on around the corner of your like projects, right? So if you have your wall over here, if you have the hollow like cavity walls, right? So if you are providing the like joinery, right? So details like how your plaster finish is actually fixed, right? So again, like you can actually go for wrapping system, right? Next, this is the most like I think this is the most effective enhancement they have provided in 2025, that is multiple loop mullion profile. So again, like if you are developing mullions, right? So we all know that mullions are actually detailed, right? So they are actually sections, box sections, right? So certain box section or circular sections are provided, right? But in Revit by default they are created as a rectangular portion, right? And like in section in 2D you have to draft it, right? You have to provide the details in 2D. But in 2025 you can actually create multiple profiles, multiple million profiles in one single family. So let's see how this works. So if I create any family, if I create any million family, or if I just modify one, so I'll create a storefront. So over here you can see only these rectangular mullions are there. Now I just want to edit them, right? So what I'll do, I'll just go for open. I'll just open the family over here, right? So I'll just go for profiles. curtain walls. So over here we have mullions. So these mullions are those mullions which are like which has 2D detailing. So if you open this, let's say if I open this one rectangular box, like if I open one any family, so you can see the detailing. So this detailing is actually a detail item. Like it is actually only in 2D element, right? But if I delete this, you can see it is actually like this. So if you want to create a box section, you can do that. So what I'll do, I'll just go for I'll go for just create line, and then I'll go for offset. And let's say if I have the box section of like 10 mm or maybe like 5 mm, right? Or maybe like 2.5 will be enough. So it is actually creating a multiple loop. And then I have to choose it the same category, right? And let's say, right now what I'll do, I'll just load this into the project. So the project will be this one. Now what I'll do, I'll just specify the profile. So over here you can see we have this profile default. So over here we have to choose that. So this is actually center, right? So rectangular center we have modified it. So I'll go for apply, click on OK. Now you can see the difference, right? So you can actually create detailed mullion profiles according to your project, which actually helps you like if you have intricate designs, so you can actually create it in a profile and it will be created. You don't have to go for like a hollow section, a hollow box, like solid box, and you just like you can omit that detailing part as well. So everything that you are detailing, it is actually there. But again, if the lines are intersecting, it won't take. So do remember, like it should be a simplistic line, and the line should not be intersecting, right? So this is how you actually like the enhancement has been done in the 2025 for walls part. Now the single element, like the array, right? So once you are creating the like array families, right? So by default, like if you place any chairs in the tables, right? So generally the minimum amount of array we can provide, the minimum amount is actually 2. But again, like it is actually beneficial, like if you are creating a table, like if you are placing an element, if you are creating a maybe dining table set, right? 4 seater, 6 seater, 7 seater. In some cases you need 2 seater as well, right? So in that case, how should we proceed, right? So again, like this single element or empty array in family can be helpful. So if I open any family, so just give me a minute. So I'll take this. So I'll change the sizes for the time being. After that, if I want to provide arrays of chairs, so this is 25 version, so you can see like how we can provide the arrays over here. So number of elements we can control if you are placing the chairs. So let me like like let me include the component as well. So I'll nest the component that is chair family. So I'll go for task chair and I'll place it over here. So let's say if you are providing like 2 meters, right? 2 meter, right? Now I want to place it. So let's not take this one. So I'll just go for load family. Let's take this one, right? So I'll just need to provide the placement, like where the chair will be placed. So I'll just provide some reference planes. So I'll place it over here. So first chair I'll be placing, right? Now why I'm showing it in the family template, because this array actually enhancement is actually in only in families. So that is why I'm showing this example. So what I'll do, I'll just go for array, right? So now I'll go for move to last. I'll give this as a parameter, right? Now what I'll do, I'll just lock the position of the chair as well. Now, if I change the, let's say, number of chairs, so as you know, like by default, the minimum value of array elements is actually two. So if I provide one, it shouldn't work, right? But in 25, it will work. So first of all, like again, you have to like you can see this is actually 24 version, right? So what I'll do, I'll just save this family. And let's open it in 25. So I'll go for downloads, like documents. This is the one. So I'll open it. So it is actually updating, right? So I'll continue this. Now what I'll do, I'll just change the parameter to maybe one. Just observe. You can see. You can see over here. You can actually go for visibility turn on. So only one shade will be visible. So again, like it is more efficient, like for for creating two seaters or maybe three seaters. Like again, like you can actually go for multiple like permutation combination for a one single set, like conference table set or maybe dining table set. So like using this type of families, like you can actually create multiple of portions, right? Multiple, like if you are developing baffle ceiling, so like only at certain length only one baffle will be there. So again, like you can create multiple permutation combinations using this single array or empty array also. And you can actually provide zero information, zero number of elements as well. So you can see that, right? So this is one enhancement in the family creation. Next is the major thing, that is topo solids. So, like as you know that topo solids are there from 2024 onwards. Now, certain parameters, certain things which were not there, as like if you are creating building pads in your sites, right? So, like if you are developing your site, you are providing hardscapes and softscapes using building pads. So generally, what happens in 2024, the building pads are not there, like are not converted, right? So generally if you convert any topo solid, the the building paths will be deleted. So if I show you over here, so this is actually your 2025. So if I open the site view, so this is the actually topo surface, uh, from the this is actually topography from 2021 22 version, and I have just open that same file over here. Now, right now, because this is your topo surface and we have created a building pad over here, this is, you can see over here, we have building pad, right? So if I open that sample file, like you can see, this is the topography sample. So over here, what we have provided the site, we have graded it so that we can get the uh, like exact, like the cut and fill volume. And you can see over here, we have building pads. So this is the building pad. This is a building pad. Now, by default, if you open the same file and convert it to TopoSolid in 2024, the building pad will be gone. So it will be difficult task to like to provide the excavation. So now in 2025, if you see over here, the same file has been opened over here. Now what I'll do, I'll just go for select the topo surface. I'll select all the topo surface. So you can see we have two topographies over here. One is existing topography and one is site proposal, right? So I've graded them in the earlier version. So what I'll do, I'll select the old, the existing one, the existing topo surface, the existing site. I'll convert it to topo solid. So from here, generate topo solid will be created. Right now, it is saying, just observe like what is saying over here. When the generating a topo solid, consider the following: subregions are converted into topo solid subdivisions. Building parts are ignored. Right, railings are rehosted automatically. Other hosted elements need to be rehosted. So this kind of option, this kind of notification comes in 2024 as well. But what is the difference over here? So if I click on OK, so you can see, first of all, this is the existing site. Now what I'll do, I'll just hide it for the time being. And this is the our original site. And just I'll just go for again convert it. And just observe the building pad. Just observe the building pad. So that building pad will be converted as an excavated area. So your building pad whole component will not be shifted to the converted as it is. It will be converted as an excavated area. So as you can see over here, so over here you can see the excavation has been done. So building part is gone, but again, like if you are converting a site which was created, like if you are converting the site over here, so if you're converting a site over here, just observe, like if I create a section over here, so you can see that excavation area is actually created. So this is your excavation area, like you can see over here. So building part as a component, it will not be converted. What happens over here, they have used like in 2025 there's a concept called excavation area. So like in 2024 only subdivisions like sub-region and split surfaces were be would be converted, but over here the building pad is also converted into a different component, that is excavated area. So as you can see, the excavation is actually over here, right? But if you want to provide excavation, how it will work? So again, like for that, you just need to provide a footprint. Like if I talk about raft foundation or any foundation, if you are providing PCC layer, right? So you have to provide that layer and you have to provide the height offset. So let's say if I'm providing the PCC over here, so let's say, so right now let's delete this excavation area, excavated area. So what I'll do, I'll just create the floor plate, like the PCC layer where we have the like where and then I'll provide the height offset. So what will be in, like if I have a basement over here, right? So first of all, I need to provide the layer, so that will be like maybe 3 meter, and above that we'll have like this will be your rammed earth, and over here we'll have the grass, so sand and grass, right? So let's say this will be maybe 50 and this will be 100 or 250, right? And let's say this will be grass. So I'll use it over here. This will be, let's say, sand, right? And so on. Click on OK. Right. So what it will do, it will create the solid layers, and then what we can do, we can just go for the, yeah. Now, in this case, now what I'll do, I'll just provide a slab, like where, like I'll just provide the PCC layer, and I'll give the right? And then I'll provide, let's say, the like if this project has a basement, so it will be like 4 meter, minus 4 meter. Click on apply, click on finish, right? Now what I'll do, it is actually like overlapping, right? So over here, we what we can do, we can just go for excavate. So in this case, I'll just go for excavate over here in the modifier tab, toposolid shaping, and we have excavate. So over here, if you select the topo surface, only then that excavation part will come. Over here, you can remove that excavation and you can actually go for excavate. So right now you can see the cut and fill volume is actually like uh, because we are modifying it in new site, right? So we have the volume as well, right? So if I go for excavate, so I'm selecting the file, I'm selecting the slab. Right, so you can see over here, if I go for like maybe shaded view, so you can see that portion has been excavated. Like you can see. First of all, I have to change the range. This will be 5 meter. And now what I'll do, I'll just go to the section. So you can see the excavation part is over here. And you have this PCC layer. So again, like it is now more accurate. Like to create your site developments are like now more accurate. So again, like you can see over here, if I go to again like right, so I have highlighted. Right. So you can actually go for like individual excavation. So if you have multiple towers, you can actually go for how much like each and every tower has excavated. So you can actually get the excavated volume as well. So this gives you the exact cut and fill volume of the site. Right. Next of the like a few enhancements like we discussed, like if you have the site like if you have created the site through massing, so massing also can be converted into topo solid. So we have in the model by face panel, we have topo solids. So again, like if you have created any mass, if you have created any mass, so let's create it over here. So if I go to like in place mass, and let's go for point based massing, like where we use points and then connecting them together. And I'll just connect it. So any contour shape, any smooth contour shape, if you want to create. So again, like you have to just create a mask and then go for the masking inside tab, model by face panel and topo solid. And then you can just select the face, select the mask, and then go for create topo solid. So your topo solid will also get created. So again, like it will be updated according to the mass. So if you make any changes in the mass, conception mass, then your topo solid will also get updated. Right. So this is the enhancement for the site developments. And if you have a like if you want a smooth curvature, like smooth, if you are developing the contours. So if you want your contours should be smooth, right? So If I open, yeah. So right now, let me delete this cat file. So over here, you can see the lines are actually there. So if you want a smooth surface, you can actually change that as well. So over here, if you select the surface, over here in the shape editing, you can just like you can actually go for like simplify topo solid. You can actually simplify them according to the points. So that is a new tool like for topo solids only. And you can actually go for like over here. Okay, so over here you can see if I go for like shape editing. So if you are creating a building part, like building or maybe building footprint, so according to that you can align your points. So right. Right. Now you can see over here we have like in the massing and side tab in the model side panel we have topo solid smooth shading. So over here you can see that the line work, the representation of your topo solids will get more smoother. So right now the contours are not that much over here, but again like if you have vast number of contours it will be like the surface will be smooth. Right? So more enhancements are there in your the in your site development. So after this, we have discussed the topo solid part. Now, what we'll discuss about the working drawing. So this is important. Like if you are developing various sheets, so you can actually collect them. Like you can actually group them according to the uh, design stages, like conceptual stages, like what type of drawings are there. So you can actually create sheet collections, and you can actually create a schedule out of that. So if I open a project which has all the sheets that are there, so over here, you can see in the property, like in the project browser, we have various sheets, like for working drawings, for presentation drawings. Like so, according to stages, you want to group them, or according to discipline wise. So again, if I go to right click on sheets, you can actually we have like sheet collection. So sheet collection is actually a group, like in which you are actually grouping your sheets. So if I go to new sheet collection, I just need to type in over here the name. So this will be, let's say, conceptual, like, or maybe presentation drawings or maybe working drawings. So whichever is the original, like whatever sheets you have created, in what like sheet collection they are actually are. So what I can do, I can just select few sheets, and then I can just name, like change their sheet collection property over here in the property palette, right? So I'll just go for working drawing now. Just observe. So it has been shifted, right? So I'll change it again, like over here, right? So like this. So you can actually group them according to design stages as well. So I'll go for if I select these. So in one go, I can select multiple elements, multiple sheets. So now you can see how they are grouping, right? So rest of the sheets are not defined, like the collections of the rest of the sheets are not defined yet. But again, like you can see, you're providing like each and every sheets in a group. So basically you are grouping all the sheets according to the design stages, right? Next, if you are developing your material library, so in batch you can actually edit, like add those library materials to your project or delete whatever materials you don't want. So in batch, you have to select all the materials first, and then you can just go to right click on it and then add to your favorite, like add to your favorites, or maybe add to your current, like, or you have created any material library. So you can actually add bulk, like add your materials in bulk, right? So now this important, the feature that you are seeing over here, the render appearance, like how your material will look after render. So over here in 2025, that is a like most amazing feature. So if I go for over here, if I go to manage tab, settings panel, materials, so over here if you select any material, like, your appearance will change according to the render quality, right? So over here if I select this one, maybe this one, right? So let's go to appearance. So right now you can see how this appearance will look. So right, like if you see over here, we have render settings and this is actually quick render. So if I go for draft quality, the settings will change, right? Because it is actually rendering whole material. Like you can see the difference, right? So you can actually perceive better now how your material will look after you have created like detail, like high design, like high render quality. So if you go for production quality, so it is actually like fully rendering the material, right? So this is how it actually works, like in the 2025 version, right? Next, if I talk about the alignment, so if you are providing tags, you can actually align them together. So we have different multiple alignments, like center alignment, right side and left side, right? And like all the tags that you have created will be aligned together. So let's say, so if I provide any tag over here, any text-based information, so it's like that. Like if you are providing all the information, now what I can do, I can just select these. I can select these tags. So whatever text-based information you have, tags or maybe like text, you can select everything and then you can just go for aligning. So over here, multiple align. If you go for alignment, so again, like you can see the texts are actually aligned according to the center of the placement, center of the text, right? Similarly like this, right? Right? So you can actually in one go you can actually select multiple uh, alignments like this, right? So these are the basic enhancements that you have in the like architecture part. So one is the batch, like if you are exporting your PDF, so like again like uh, it shouldn't stop you from working, right? So in background the PDF exporter will be carried on, and once it is completed it will be it will give you the notification, right? And the room parameter accuracy, again, like it has improved the, like if you have a curved space or a regular room space, so your parameter and area calculations are actually now more accurate. So again, these are the basic enhancements that are there in the 2025. Now we have another thing, that is Revit Personal Accelerator to accelerate your uh, project. So if you have, like you can see, so it accelerate your speed, like your project delivery, right? So it optimizes performance when working on Revit cloud models. So basically it is for cloud models, right? Next is, let's talk about the structure part. So where we have all the rebarring part, and like if I talk about the like steel connections, right? So again, like all the enhancements are there for rebar. Like if you want to split the rebar, so if I open any rebar project, so first of all, in 2025, the major change is the interface. So if you see over here, in 2024, you will not find that new Revit Home option. So if I turn this on, that full interface will change. The homepage of the Revit will change like this. So even for, like if you have cloud projects as well, so again, like that will also be changed. So, like before starting with the structure part, just like if you have any questions, you can just go for the Q&A chat box, and there you can actually ask any doubts if you have any questions you have, right? Right. So now, what I'll do, so I'll open the simple structural model, rebar model, in which we have all the rebars according to the Indian standards. So now, if I want to like what are new features like for rebar modeling? So like wherever you need couplers, right? So over here, what you can do, you can actually split the rebar segments according to the length. So if I go to any maybe 3D model will be okay. So over here, you can see these are the like we have. So if I go to any section, yes, so like in basic 2024, we are talking about, so there's no new Revit option over here. So it's like completely like from that onwards, like after 2024.2, the 25 has been like introduced. So that is why like the enhancements are like same. Like you can see over here. So if I want to split the like rebars, right? So what I can do, I can just go for select the rebars, and over here we have splice option. And splice can be done through length as well as right. So as being length, and like over here, so you can see how the rebar has been joined together like this. So the rebar has been spliced together, and now they are actually, you can provide over here the coupler, right? This is one thing. Now for tagging perspective, it is actually nice. So like in 2024 there's bar bending detail, right? So over here the slightly like enhancement is there. So if I select over here the bar, if I select the rebar, so we have this bar bending detail over here, the bending detail. So one is schematic D. Now, schematic detail means it will give you a small kind of detail with the tags. So if I select this over here, if I select this schematic, and if I select this family, so over here it will give you the tags as well, and the rebar symbol as well, and their length, right? And if I provide it over here as well, so you can see the whole profile, like the whole section, the whole rebar detail with their dimensions, and like how many bars are there. So you can actually provide, you can see each and every is actually detailed according to the tags. So this is like kind of helpful for developing the bar bending detail, right? Okay, so now like there are multiple features. Now one, this is like this. So in previous versions, if you have provided steel connections in like steel connections, steel columns with steel connections, the modification of that steel column, the split element will not take place. So if I talk about in the 2024 or maybe in 2022 version, so you can see if I split this uh, column, because it contains sections like steel connections, so the modification of this column will not work. So again what happens, like the steel column will be uh, fixed in modules, right? So if you want to split them and then provide the connection, you can do it in 2025 as well. So what I can do, I can just go for modify tab, modify panel, split element, and now you can see we cannot split the whole column. But in 2025, that is like it has been enhanced. So what I'll do, I'll just open that project. So right now this is 2025 version. So I can just split the column over here. The column has been split and the column has been split. And now what we can do, we can provide the connections in between them, right? So that it can be created as a module, right? Like this, like this, right? So these are the basic enhancements. Now, if I talk about the interoperability, so again, like IFC exporters, like if you want to change, like if you are working in a separate file and then you are going for the Revit, so you have to export your IFC. So, like again, like for changing the standards of your project. So again, like IFC exporters are now enhanced over here, and this is important, like to provide the exact coordinates of the site, we have GIS coordinate systems in the location. So if I go to any site over here, any new project, I can just go to manage tab, project location panel, and then location. So over here, if you are like, there are there are two ways to develop the like to provide the location. One is through maps, another is for default city list, and over here, right? So over here you can see, so this is actually default list. So if what I'll do, I'll just open a new project. So over here you can see the jet like get location from survey point. This is the important over here. So this has come into in 2025 version. So what I'll do, I'll just go for manage tab, project location. So over here, so if your file is geolocated, right? So only then it will be worked. So let me open a sample project. Let me open, yeah, this one will be perfect. Yeah. So if you have the well coordinated files, right, the coordinates according to the survey point and project point, like if you have provided that, so these locations will be there. So GIS coordinate system, if you have acquired the coordinates from the Civil 3D, right? So all the information that you have provided, so according to that, you have to provide the GIS coordinate system code, right? Over here, it is actually taking the all the information through survey point. Like from the survey point, it is taking the information. So one is default city list, that is like you are actually finding out all the cities, like, and then providing the latitude and longitude, that is like just generic. Internet mapping services, like you are choosing the correct location from the maps, and get location from the survey point. So you're actually, like, if you have provided the coordinates, exact coordinates of the survey point, from that it is getting the information, so only then it will get activated, right? Next is the last part, which is the most important thing, that is model coordination. So if you go for here in the in Revit like 2025, so over here in the collaborate tab we have this coordination model changes. So over here what it does, it gives you the whatever changes you have done in the previous versions of the linked file, it will give you exact details. So again, like the version control, the version comparison is done in the Autodesk docs, but now for 2025, you don't have to go again and again to check what changes have been done in the file. You just have to open that Revit. You have to just open the coordination model, like link the coordination model, and then you can check it. So in that case, what I'll do, I'll just open a project. So I'll open this, and then I'll just link the coordination model from the Autodesk. So it can be Revit model or Navisworks model. So we need to first select this specific project. And then I'll go for the structure model. So you can see it is actually a version 2. If I select this, I'll just go for link. Right. So you can see the coordination, like the actual Revit coordinates are not coming out right. But again, you can see in the collaborate tab, coordination model change. So you can actually check over here, right? So no changes display means in this coordination model, if you have the version comparison, you can see the v2 is there. So that means that portion, that what can I say, the structure file doesn't have any changes. So if I do it in reverse, like if I change it this thing, so if I change, like if I link the structure, like if I link the architecture model in the structure model, so let me open that. So I'll be opening the structure model and then I'll be linking that. So if you see over here in the architectural tab, like the version of the architecture is like current. So you can check over here. So otherwise, like what I'll do, I'll just open the structure model. Right. So now what I'll do, this is the structure model. So what I'll do, I'll just link the uh, architecture over here. So you can see the architecture model is actually like V5, right? So if I'll select this and then I'll click on link. Right. So like recently the changes are not there. So once if there's any changes, so if you see over here, select the coordinate model. So I need to select the coordination model, and you can see it is comparing to the two different versions like V5 and V4. So what changes are there? What changes have been moved? Right? What changes have been deleted? Right? So you can actually create a record out of this. So you don't have to open docs like Autodesk Docs. Uh, in this, like for version comparisons, you have to just open the Revit and then link the coordination model. That's it to check what are changes are there in the coordination model. Like you can see over here, right? But if I talk about like if you are going to the docs, so over there, like what happens if you want to check what is happening in your project, what changes are then in your project, you have to go for your Autodesk Docs. And if you want to check what is happening in some other file, like some others service, like let's say if architects have shared you the file, you are the structure consultant, so if architects have shared you, so if you want to check what changes are there in the architectural model, so you can actually use coordination model checking, like coordination model changes. So over here this actually helps you for version comparison of the linked file. So these are the basic changes that are there in Revit 2025. These are the enhancements which will help you in more like efficient creation. So till this, right? So if you have any doubts, we can discuss. So right, thank you. No, currently there is no any option to save the Revit file in lower version. I hope they will work in upcoming future, but again, like there is no certain option right now. You can just go for like IFC exporter for converting it to lower version, but it might like delete some of the major components in Revit file. So that is not preferable. So again, like right now, no other like low version like command like option is there. Right. So if you want to know more about this like Revit, so over here, if you want to ask more about in detail, so you can just go for connect at the rate capricorn.com, right? And we'll uh, like solve your queries. And we offer like BIM courses like BIM for design course for architects and like if you like for architects, civil engineers, right? So if you want to actually learn about more detail like how BIM is implemented in your own project, you can actually inquire it in the connect at capricorn.com, right? Yes. So like all the elements which are all the steel elements which are connected like which have connections can be split. You can actually split beams as well. That is why this option is like available like in 2025. Okay. So till this, thank you everyone for joining this session. So thank you, and let's end this session here. Thank you.